What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. What's cracking? Back with some Kobe Bryant content. Y'all know I do a somewhat wide range of different kinds of reactions and content. And I love to do and react to interviews. And I've been on the record saying before, my 3 favorite players to watch, shed light, talk about life, talk about basketball, just hear them talk, are Michael, in no particular order, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Larry Bird. I could listen to these 3 guys talk all day long, and I just feel like I get something from it, whether it's stuff I might already know or ideologies that I already live by. But, you know, hearing them talk about things that, you know, I agree with or we think the same way about, I like that. And even things that they put me on to, like new things or new ways of thinking, or, you know, maybe you should approach a situation like this or this way or that way. Have you ever considered this? I just love it. And Kobe, and I especially love Kobe because he's such a deep thinker. Like, dude's basically a philosopher. I mean, he really is. So, you know, here I got this one, The Mind of Kobe Bryant, Life Advice. Haven't seen it before. Don't know if it's a mashup. Don't know if it's just one sit down. But let's take a look at it, all right? It's from a channel called Piotrix Productions. I've reacted to videos from this channel before. And as always, I'll put a link to the original video in the description of this one, all right? Let's get into it, folks.
All about your peers. You know what I mean? It's not about endorsements. It's not about fame. You know, you want your peers to respect what you do, you know, and appreciate what you do as a basketball player and as a man. So it means a lot to me. One of the things that I always used to do is get in my car and drive around the campus of UCLA. And I'd see kids hanging out in fraternity houses and just walking around. I just wanted to feel that. You know, just wanted to feel that. And then I'd even wonder, fuck, did I make the wrong choice, man? Did I fuck up? I could be going to college and laughing and hanging out with these kids, man, and having a good time and enjoying it. But no, here I am. You go to college, the way I looked at it, you go to college, you get a job. And I have a job sitting right here for me that's challenging. You get to compete against the best. And I couldn't pass on that.
Do you tell young people not to go to college?
You know, I tell them to follow their dreams. That's what I tell them. The struggle always seems to be of what is available to you now, as opposed to what's the right thing to do for years to come, right? And I think the easiest thing that we can do is just do what is right now, even if it may seem uncomfortable, even if it doesn't seem like it's publicly accepted. You gotta do what's right. Listen, it's very simple. You have to dance beautifully in the box that you are comfortable dancing in, right? So like everybody's box is different. My box was to be extremely ambitious within the sport of basketball. Your box is different than mine, right? Every kid here has their own box, but it doesn't mean that your box isn't as beautiful as mine, right? Everybody has their own. It's your job to try to perfect it and make it as beautiful of a canvas as you can make it. And if you have done that, then you have lived a successful life. You have lived with Mamba mentality. It seems very simple because, you know, when you have a situation and you're struggling or you're going through something, and then you step on a basketball court or you're faced with that, you know, with the fight or flight option, you have a choice to make. And to me, it's a very easy choice. I'm not going to fold. I'm not going to, you know, crawl up in the ball. I'm just not going to do that. So, you know, you can either let this situation continue to affect you, or you can win at something. So if you're struggling in this area, you don't want to struggle in this area too. You know, so you want to, you know, try to compartmentalize your emotions and focus on what you're doing at that moment in time. And you'll find that when you do that, it brings peace to other aspects of your life as well. I come back to America in the summertime, I'm playing in the summer league, and I don't score a point the whole summer.
Not one point the entire summer?
Not 1 point. Not a free throw, not a layup, not a steal, nothing. 0 points the whole summer. And I scored not a free throw, nothing, not a lucky shot, not a breakaway layup, 0 points. And I remember crying about it and being upset about it. And my father just gave me a hug and said, listen, whether you score 0 or score 60, I'm gonna love you no matter what. And my father came up to me afterwards and gave me a hug and said, son, don't worry about it. We're gonna love you if you score 0 or 50. Yeah. You know? And I just remember thinking, thank you.
Wow.
Now that is the most important thing that you can say to a child. Because from there, I was like, okay, that gives me all the confidence in the world to fail. I have the security there. But to hell with that, I'm scoring 60. Let's go.
Right.
And from there, I just went to work. And I stayed with it, and I kept practicing.
You know, I look at this incredible career you've had, and you're still just, what, 23?
Mm-hmm.
Do you appreciate it at this young an age, or do you have to be a little bit older to step back and say, wow, what an unbelievable ride this has been. What an extraordinary opportunity and blessing I've had in my life.
That's something that I do now, yes. It's something that I've been able to do at the end of last season, kind of step back and just enjoy the moment. And more so after September 11th. Not just the game of basketball, but just little things, going to the store and, you know, or going to the movies or something like that. I've been able to kind of just sit back and just enjoy life and just enjoy the day at a time. Enjoy the moment. You know, that's really the most important thing, is enjoy the moment. And you know, that's why here at the Olympics, I try to get out to as many events as I possibly can. You know, and you understanding that these situations don't come around too often. And you're here, while you're here, you have to try to take advantage of it as much as possible. At 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, I would drive, I'd leave the house and I'd go to the park. And I'd just sit at midcourt. I just sit there. I was sitting on the basketball. I was just looking up. I was looking up at the stars. I was looking up at the basket and just kind of looking around. And then I saw myself. 8-year-old self, sitting in front of me on a ball. And then I thought, well, what would I say to me? Knowing now all the pain that I would go through, my family would go through. I don't know if I'd keep playing the game.
You start introducing yourself, and
you know, I tap on her shoulder, she turns around, and I say, excuse me, what's your name? She said, Vanessa. You know, my eyes got real big, and it was just like,
there was no one before her.
Mm-mm.
I mean, why?
Randy.
You would have thought there had been 15 before Vanessa.
No.
Was it the fact that you've been waiting for the right one, or?
She's just it. She's just the one. You know, being married to my wife Vanessa, it's fun. I mean, we have a good time together. I love her tremendously, and but we're best friends too. Like, we'll go out and hang out and have a good time and enjoy each other's company, and you know, we just love kicking it together.
A lot of people say, Kobe, come on, you got some time.
Mm-hmm.
What was the rush? What was the hurry?
It's funny hearing people in LA say things like that, and then, you know, you walk down the street, go to a restaurant or something, and you see a man who's 65 years old, married to like some 20-year-old. It's pretty funny, but no, for us, we looked at it like as a blessing, being fortunate because we're able to find a person that we're going to spend the rest of our lives with at a young age. You know, so this means we have many, many years to spend together. Going through this time made me ask a lot of questions. And really try to figure out what's important in life. and what's, everything that I've kind of been holding as significant. The championships and the endorsements, and maybe that's not the most important thing. Because I lost sight of what is the most important thing, and that's family.
So for context, if you don't know, he's talking about the whole the Colorado situation, the allegations. Gotta be careful what I say on YouTube these days. They'll flag you. But yeah, the allegations, and then everything, how that severely damaged his family, and dealing with that and all of that while still trying to play basketball. So in case you didn't know what he's talking about right now.
It's a man's job to protect your family. It's a man's job to look out for your family. It's a man's job to always be the anchor of stability for the family. And in that aspect, I failed miserably.
I dream. I have dreams, and dreams is they should be pure. And I think a lot of times, when we're born into this world, we actually wind up going backwards. And it seems like the more we mature, the more responsible our dreams become, and the more governors we put on ourselves and our ability to dream and to reimagine. And it's always a fight for us parents and for you guys to make sure that your dreams always stay pure. And so it's not a matter of pushing beyond your limitations or expectations. It's really a matter of protecting your dreams, protecting your imagination. That's really the key. And when you do that, then the world just seems limitless.
In the age that we live now, you see that a lot in content and entertainment. You see very strong, independent women in film. And our daughters will grow up understanding that they can be strong, they can be independent, they can be fierce, right? Because they don't know the other way. They see it, and it just becomes a part of them. It's like, okay, no, it's okay to be that. Right? And as a parent, that's what you want, because they don't listen to me. They don't. I mean, I'll sit there and I'll be like, hey, mija, it's okay to have dreams. It's okay to go for it and all sort of stuff. And they're like, yeah, Dad, yeah, that's cool. Right? And then I'll take them to a Beyonce concert, and we'll go in the back. I say, B, that was an amazing performance. Like, you killed it. She goes, well, yeah, I learned it from you. And I just look at my kids like, dude, she can listen, but you won't listen to me. It's the curse of being a parent.
Shaq said that he would sometimes see you practicing without a ball, like that crazy guy in Above the Rim. Who taught you to practice without a ball?
Dude, you can't listen to half the hell of the shit that Shaq says, man. I always practice with a ball. I love shooting too much. Of course I had a ball. I'm not doing that.
Did last year at any point with you going through your first season not playing basketball?
Never.
Not once did you think about it?
Never. Here's the thing, is for us athletes, it's really hard to transition from that, right? And I was really personal about it when I wrote Dear Basketball. But that is the true challenge of finding what comes next and finding something that you love to do every bit as much as you love your first passion. That is a challenge for us. And I think, unfortunately for us athletes, we've been pigeonholed into thinking that we can only be one thing. And so when I retired, everybody is saying, okay, he's too competitive, he's not gonna know what to do with himself. He's gonna have to come back. I took that as a personal challenge of them thinking I'm this one-dimensional person, that all I know is how to dribble a ball, shoot the ball, and play basketball and compete at that level. And so I took that as a personal challenge. I will never come back to the game, ever. I'm here to show people that we can do much more than that. And creating this business, winning an Oscar, winning the Emmy and the Annie, those are things that are showing other athletes that come after, no, there's more to this thing.
Among other things. Let me open by asking you, at what point in your basketball career did you begin thinking about what's next? And what were some of the factors that went into that?
Well, I started thinking about it probably around the age of 20, 21. understanding that basketball is not going to be there forever. So you kind of got to figure out, okay, what's going to happen then when that time comes. And the hardest part is trying to figure out what the passion is going to be. So I thought it was important to start at a very early age so you have the ability to try different things and see, okay, I like this, no, I don't like that, or I love this, and get a chance to try things out. And, you know, it took me about 15, 16 years to finally figure it out. But that's when I started.
What was it like to be a teenager with a lot of money?
It was cool.
All this has made him one of the highest paid 22-year-olds in the world. Recently, he bought a new toy.
I always wanted a Ferrari ever since I was a little kid. And it was kind of an opportunity to kind of splurge.
Do you remember your first big expenditures?
Nah, not really. I'm not really a big, I wasn't a big, like, you know, I gotta get this car or whatever. I was just all about the game. The game just completely consumed me. That was my focus 100% of the time.
And the whole idea is that, you know, when I started playing the game, everything was about trying to be the best. Win as many championships as you can, yada, 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 yada. You get older, you start to understand that really it's about the next generation, that these championships do come and go, right? And there'll be other people that win championships, but the most important thing you can do is to pay everything that you've learned forward to the next generation to come. And that's truly how you create something that lasts forever.
As you watch Shaq's number go up, there seemed to be a space for another jersey. Are you ready for that night?
Yeah, I will be when it comes, yeah. I mean, it's crazy to me, because I'm driving to the game that night, I'm going down the tunnel, and I'm like, man, we're retiring Shaq's jersey tonight, but it was like, I swear it was yesterday. Like, I was just driving down this tunnel getting ready for, you know, a series against Sacramento with him in the locker room. And I mean, it was just, where did the time go? It's crazy.
Did that scare you a little bit?
No, it's exciting, but at the same time, it's perplexing. You know what I mean? Like, what the? We were just here yesterday.
It's like, you know, had a dream. You know, like sometimes you lay down in bed and you visualize things, and you just kind of, that's at least how I would go to sleep. I'd lay down, I'd imagine playing for the Lakers, and I would imagine what the uniforms look like. I'd imagine where we'd be playing, and, you know, the smell of the arena and all sorts of stuff. And I would see myself, you know, getting hot, and score 10 straight points. But in a dream, like, why would you ever interrupt that? Like, you're not going to have a dream and be like, okay, and then he misses his next 6. Like, it's not going to happen. So you just keep dreaming and dreaming and dreaming, and before I go to sleep, I'm like at 120 points, you know? And so when you grow up, downloading that into your brain over and over and over, and then, you know, that summer, I made 1,000 shots a day. 1,000, right? That's on top of weight training and my conditioning. I made 1,000 shots, and they weren't just shots. It were shots that you saw in that game. They were specific shots. I mean, it was coming out of the corner, going to the pinch post, footwork in the post, coming off the screen. It was very specific. So when you download that into your system and you go out in the court and you're just executing things that you've done thousands of times before, and you have that dream, then that becomes possible.
I really like the thing he was talking about in the beginning about, dancing beautifully, and everybody has their own box that's unique to them, and whatever that is for you, whatever that goal is, whatever you want to accomplish, it's on you to put in the work and create the most beautiful canvas that you can, but that's all going to fall on you. Nobody's going to do it for you. You have to want it. You have to go get it. And you have to dedicate yourself. And sometimes there's going to be sacrifices, but everybody's unique. And you got to find out what that is that you want to do if you don't know. And it could take time. And I could use that to segue right into the other thing that I like that he said was about there's more to, as a basketball player, there's more to your life, if you want it to be, than basketball. And Kobe Bryant had to figure out what it was that he wanted to be passionate about after the game of basketball was over. And I've heard him say this before, since the first time I heard him say that. He started trying to figure that out early, 20, 21 years old. And it took him 15 years. But through much, life experiences, and, going through different things, different trials, trying things out. What do I like? What do I don't like? What am I passionate about this? But eventually he found out something that he was passionate about, and that he wanted to take that and dedicate himself similarly in the way he did to the game of basketball to now, this second chapter in his life, or next chapter in his life, and be a master in that as well, and dance beautifully in his box and create the most beautiful canvas. And he was able to do that. Some people might not take 15 years. Some people already know what that is for them, whatever it is. But when you find it, I feel like you will know when you find it. Who knows? For me, maybe it's this YouTube thing. I don't know. So far, I'm enjoying it. I'm hanging out with people that love basketball, like I love basketball, learning a bunch of stuff, sharing moments at times. I'm not doing live streams, at least right now I'm not doing live streams. But I feel like I'm just sitting down, watching basketball content with a buddy. Like, you guys are my buddies, you know what I mean? Like, y'all my fan. I just feel like I'm just watching and talking basketball. I mean, for the most part, I'm pretty much by myself a lot. I come home, nobody really comes over my house or anything like that. It's just me and the subscribers and the viewers a lot of the times, man. I don't really have company. I don't really invite people over a lot to do things. I feel like it's pretty boring in my house. But yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, and if you don't know what that is in life, I hope you find it one day. Keep searching. I know some people, it's hard to find things that they're passionate about. I've talked to people. They're like, I just feel like I'm boring and not interesting. I don't have any hobbies. Like, there's something. But you have to find it, something. But you'll know. But you have to expend yourself at the same time. You have to allow yourself to try things. Absolutely. Got to take advantage of every opportunity you have. I like when he was talking about that too. And if there's anybody that is Kobe Bryant he always practiced what he preached. And now that he's passed away, all this stuff hits harder now. As many times as I've heard him say, tomorrow's never promised. That's why I'm squeezing everything out of this orange while I can, and I'm taking advantage of every situation I can, because I don't know what tomorrow brings. And I've seen him say that hundreds of times, and it hits so much harder after his passing. And that is the exact reason why he lived his life that way. Anyway, like I said, I love listening to Kobe Bryant interviews, man. They're so enlightening for me. And I hope you got something from this. Anything, even if it's small. Who knows? Let me know in the comment section what you think about it. Feel free to share your stories or experiences if you like. Appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. Check out our Kobe Bryant playlist, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.